You might want to sit down for this because everything you thought you knew about Remy Ma and Papoose is about to be turned upside down. Just a day ago, 50 Cent dropped a bombshell that not only shattered their marriage but also forced us to question just how real their ride-or-die bond ever was. On a podcast that hardly anyone expected to change the hip-hop world, 50 simply stared into the mic and said, "Remy and I were together before Papoose." In those few words, he did more than hint at an affair. He set off a domino effect of heartbreak, doubt, and jaw-dropping revelations. Think back to 2006 when Remy was heading straight to the top of the rap game. She was Terror Squad's crown jewel, spitting lyrics so fierce they left every male rapper shaking in their timberlands. At the same time, 50 Cent was fresh off dismantling G-Unit's rivals with mixtapes and a glare that could freeze a summer day. Whenever they shared a stage, sparks flew. Their chemistry was undeniable, but no one dared to talk about it, especially out loud. By 2008, Remy was sentenced to prison. All eyes shifted to Papoose, the man who vowed to stand by her through it all, writing letters from the outside, covering her legal fees, and pausing his own career. He told anyone who would listen, "Remy is my queen." When she finally walked out of that courthouse in 2014, their reunion was the stuff of legends, a true hip-hop love story. Or so we thought. Fast forward to yesterday, when 50 Cent nonchalantly said on a live broadcast, "We were together before Papoose." Calm, cold, certain. Instantly, Twitter exploded. Old photos of Remy and 50, backstage hugs, late-night studio snaps, were re-examined under a microscope. That 2006 freestyle Remy dropped on G-Unit radio? Suddenly, every lyric held new meaning. Even that one award show appearance where Papoose looked a bit tense as 50 embraced her for too long became viral all over again. Papoose tried to hold it together. Later that same day, he went live on Instagram, eyes red, voice trembling, hands shaking, and quietly said, "She told me it was a lie, but I saw the messages." Just one sentence broke him. No fancy rap lines, just raw, visible hurt. He claimed 50 was just trolling, but he'd seen something he couldn't unsee. He pointed to his chest and mouthed, "I saw the messages." After that, he couldn't even finish a sentence. He simply shook his head, staring at the camera as if asking, how could this be true? Meanwhile, rumors of leaked texts and behind-the-scenes stories started to swirl. An anonymous stylist who worked with Remy during her post-prison comeback spoke up, saying that on shoots and backstage, Remy and 50's behavior felt off. Papoose would step out of the room and 50 would step in. Remy's laughter seemed too eager whenever 50 was around. Blurry screenshots from old flip phones surfaced. Fans swore they saw Remy and 50 sharing a private kiss at a G-Unit after-party. These so-called receipts, along with backstage video clips, were enough to convince the most skeptical observers. Remy, of course, tried to deny every accusation. She tweeted Bible verses, dropped vague comments about truth and trust, and insisted that her bond with Papoose was unbreakable. But very few people bought it this time. A simple Google search quickly pointed to a stack of evidence. Old behind-the-scenes photos, tweets remarking on Remy and 50's closeness, and even that infamous chain 50 reportedly gave her, an iced-out piece that vanished right before her trial. Now it's back on eBay, listed by someone who claims it once belonged to a female rapper who dated a mogul. The price? Thousands of dollars. 50 didn't stop there. He promised more proof would come out, and fans braced themselves. Then, a leaked voicemail from October 12, 2006, just 2 weeks before Remy was arrested, hit the internet. In it, a voice nearly identical to Remy's can be heard saying, "You ain't gotta worry about Pat, he don't ask questions." Suddenly, nobody was questioning 50's claim. That single audio clip shattered the notion that Remy and Papoose's relationship was built on total transparency. In fact, it suggested that Papoose was being kept in the dark, encouraged not to ask questions about her interactions with 50. As if things couldn't get any worse, Papoose held up a piece of paper during another Instagram Live. DNA. Test pending. In that moment, the entire internet held its breath. It wasn't about the child they currently raised. No, it was about someone older. Someone whose birth date lined up almost exactly with the alleged time frame of Remy and 50's secret affair. Fans and blogs went wild, scribbling timelines on bathroom walls comparing dates, and wondering if Papoose had quietly suspected something for years, only dismissing his gut instincts out of love. But with that voicemail exposed, the question became impossible to ignore. Who's the father? Papoose's response to all this was devastating. People close to him say he barely eats or sleeps. He isn't answering fans, media, or even Remy. Last they heard, he was booking a solo trip to Atlanta to meet with his cousin, a private investigator. Sources hint that he's not looking for revenge. He's looking for the truth and maybe a bit of closure. One insider says he is preparing to file for legal separation once the DNA results are finalized. Until then, he's remaining stone-faced, speaking only to the closest circle he trusts. Remy, on the other hand, is fighting to salvage her reputation. She was seen at a private dinner in Manhattan last night. No Papoose, no press, just her and her thoughts. Witnesses say she looked drained, almost haunted. Hours after news of the potential DNA test leaked, she quietly removed her wedding ring in an Instagram photo. Comments were turned off. Then she canceled a podcast appearance, citing mental health reasons. Ironically, that podcast was hosted by one of 50's former producers, a fact that stirred its own set of conspiracy theories. Fat Joe, who has been unusually silent throughout all this, finally posted a cryptic message on Instagram Live. Loyalty is rare, and sometimes the people you die for are the ones who dig your grave. He refused to name names, but everyone understood the meaning. Hip-hop's biggest families, all those behind-the-scenes relationships and secrets, were now laid bare for the world to see. 50 Cent, of course, is enjoying every second of this. Within hours of the DNA rumor going viral, he resurfaced a 2006 freestyle where Remy raps, "I keep secrets better than my enemies can blink." He captioned it, "Not anymore." He followed that up with another clip of himself sipping tea, as if to say, "I told you so." Even 50's most casual Instagram story, him laughing, working out, surrounded by other women, felt like rubbing salt in the wound, but 50 wasn't done. Sources close to his camp say he has more evidence lined up. Old voicemails, photo proofs, text threads, and even a birthday card Remy sent him in 2006. Signed, "Thanks for always having my back." 3. That card is now being authenticated by experts. Meanwhile, Papoose's moves in Atlanta, meeting with producers, possibly planning a solo album titled Unfollowed, suggest he's rebuilding his life without Remy. Sources say his cousin, the private investigator, is digging through old records, possibly gathering legal documents or even another DNA test. In the aftermath, Remy's inner circle is turning on her. Former stylists and assistants, the very people who once hyped her up on social media, are now leaking details to blogs, claiming the affair with 50 was real and lasting. One insider said Remy told them, "If the truth ever comes out, I deny it to the grave." She never imagined 50 Cent would actually break the code of silence. Now, sponsors are pulling out. A reality show spin-off that was in early talks is now reportedly dead. One beauty brand quietly said, "We can't align ourselves with someone whose narrative keeps shifting so violently." Fans have also been remixing old interviews. That 2015 breakfast show clip, when Remy stuttered and looked away while trying to explain exactly when she started dating Papoose,